Today we're going to show you how to make this beautiful cascading bouquet in Syndicate's Venus bouquet holder. I'm Millie Eggert.
And I'm Helen Miller, and this is Syndicate Studios. One of the really easy ways to do a cascade bouquet is in the Venus bouquet holder. I'd love to show you how to do one.
Yeah, I'd love it. I've seen tons of pictures of cascading bouquets all over the magazines and Pinterest and everything.
So the first thing you want to do is soak your aquafoam. After you do that, we're going to put it in a vase so that we can support it while we're inserting our flowers.
Okay.
I'm going to bring out some of these really beautiful pastels. That's been one of the trends as well. And roses, what else says wedding but roses? And we're going to do these soft, powdery shades that are so popular right now in all the bridesmaids' dresses. And
it does look very bridal.
Don't they? The blush colors against the whites and the creams. And
the cascade.
Our cascade part. All right, so we're going to start with this white mist plumosa. Isn't that gorgeous? And we're going to get the length established first on our cascade.
It's so delicate. I love this.
We're going to go ahead and I'm not going to do a straight form of the cascade. It's going to be a looser form. The new style today is softer. So now that we have all the greenery in, or at least a basing, we've established our perimeters, and we have the width of our arrangement, our bouquet, and the length established. We're going to go back and add some flowers.
Okay.
And I'm going to start with a hydrangea base. And because these stems are so long, I want to cut it. And sometimes the hydrangea will wilt down quite easily, so I'm going to bundle all of those together and take a wood pick, lay it alongside the stem, and then take the wire and attach the hydrangea stem to the wood pick. That bundling is going to keep everything looking fresh.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to add that now. The other thing I want to point out, when you're using a bouquet holder, it's really important not to insert and then take out and reinsert. You're going to tear your foam up. So make sure when you put your placements in that you're making them count. We're going to go ahead and add our tulips, and because of the great long flowing stems, we're going to use those for our length.
Ooh, perfect.
They're so pretty.
I'm impressed that you can do this upright. So when you take it out, it'll look right.
It will look great. The wonderful thing about using tulips is when the bride walks, the bouquet will have movement. It's going to move with the bride when she walks. It'll be really pretty. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but the Pantone color of the year is called Radiant Orchid.
I did know that.
And it's great for bridal work. It's not quite this color, but very close. This beautiful heather, we're going to add that to it to pull that color in because it is so popular with brides right now.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
And I'm just stripping the stem of any foliage and floral because, again, it will tear my aquafoam up, and I want to make sure that everything is going to stay in place for my bride.
Ooh, I love adding color to this.
Isn't that pretty?
All right, so now I see you've been adding some calla lilies, and they're so bendy and soft. So how do you get them to stick into the foam?
That's a really good point, Millie. If you put them into the foam, sometimes the callas and tulips can break very easily and mush down. So you need to support them, again, with one of the wood picks. Wrap it around firmly, and that will help hold them and get them into the foam for you. Much easier. So we're going to insert that in there. All right, now we're going to go back and we're going to add our focal flowers, which in this case are going to be our variety of roses. And I am doing, if you've noticed, more groupings, lines throughout the design. I've grouped my tulips, I've grouped my calla lilies, so I'm kind of quadring it. And when you're doing color as well, do it in thirds in your bouquet. It will give you visual balance. It's really a great tip.
So if you were making this for a bride, you would do it probably the day of?
Typically, we would wait a little bit later, but because this is in aquafoam, the luxury of that is we can do it in advance. So I could do this on a Thursday, refrigerate it in my cooler, bag it, and then it'll be all set for Saturday for that delivery. Sometimes we forget to leave them out and open for wedding bouquets, but you get so much more coverage when they're open. Look at that compared, how much space that covers. So leaving your flowers open and out of the cooler so they're at the most prime stage for your bride, she's going to enjoy that so much. So Millie, do you want to try it on for size?
Sure. You're right, it does need a substantial handle to hold the weight of it.
And it's such a great water source for all the flowers. They're going to keep them very fresh for her special day.